Good morning, Hornet Nation. Welcome to the Daily Buzz. I'm Joe Hutzler. Today is Monday, March 11th, 2019. We had a plethora of action this weekend, so without further ado, let's get started. We begin by going to last night's action from Spark, Maryland at the U.S. Lacrosse Hall of Fame. Number 7 men's lacrosse taking on the E-Town Blue Jays, and early on, Colin Dean started us off with the first goal of the game, just taking it himself down the middle and scoring one of his 2 goals on the afternoon. Later on, this is Kevin Rogers finding Nick Willards, who picks up a goal. Getting more offensive reps is Mr. Willards, and it paid off for 2 goals for him yesterday. The defense was a huge story in this one. There's a caused turnover and ground ball pickup by Seamus McDonald. He had 4 ground balls and 4 caused turnovers. It was physical as well. Throughout the entire game, Matt Meadows picks up one of his 6 ground balls, and Patrick Cornelius with a save to keep the game close. It was 5-5 at halftime, and then after a rousing speech, the Hornets came out firing early and often. But first, more defense. Rivington Lambert, his defender goes sliding. He says, "Hey man, I see you. Now I'm gone." Later on, offensive possession, Evan Lombardo lets it rip with contact and scores. The Hornets going on a tear to start the third quarter of this one, and eventually scoring 7 goals in the second half of the contest. Colin Dean with his other goal, and a big hit for Andrew Gross. Party of 1 takes down number 9 of the Blue Jays. It was physical. It was a well-played game. In the end, the Hornets just too much, including the second line of man up, Brooks Poley picking up the score, and Lynchburg winning their second straight on the weekend, 13-6 against the Elizabethtown Blue Jays, coached by former coach and player here at Lynchburg, Chris Brzezinski. Let's go back to Saturday. More lacrosse. This time it is from the ladies, who are taking on the Columbia College Koalas. Carly Sandler got us started early in this one. About 5 minutes in, the Hornets went on a tear, 12 goals in the first half, including Hannah Creasy on the run from about 8 meters away, lets one rip and scores. Mason Witten just around the defender, all that speed and time. No chance for Diamond Brown in net, who finished with 19 saves, 20 saves, so congratulations to her on that amount. Speaking of saves, Emmy Yarmy coming off the bench, making a stop, one of the few stops the Hornets goalies had to make. And a little bit everyone getting involved in this one. Bridget Gavin with her 2nd goal of the season. The Hornets win big, 19-0 at home, their 3rd straight victory on the season. All right, now to other action from the weekend. We try to go as best in chronological order as we can. It was the first outdoor track and field meet for Lynchburg Track and Field at the UNC Wilmington Seahawk Invitational. And we, amongst D1 and D2 schools, we had some very well-placed times and finishes. Lamea Lacey in 3rd in the 100-meter hurdles. Caitlin Johnson 3rd in the 1,500 meter. And we had a first place finish in javelin, 10th longest throw in program history for Jake Degenschen. Softball results, they have had 4 games this weekend, 2 more coming up today, but first we go back to Saturday and a 6-5 win in extras over Cortland in the first game after being down 5-2. A nice comeback victory for the ladies in game 1. In game 2, all Hornets, 9-3 the final. In this game, Sarah Commons 2 RBIs on 3 hits and 1 run scored. More action from Saturday. Men's lacrosse get a win in their first ODAC victory of the season in their first ODAC game, 18-7 over the Bridgewater Eagles. They have defeated the Eagles every time they've played them in program history. Texas hat trick for Evan Lombardo. Baseball results from Sunday, doubleheader against the Generals of Washington and Lee. First game was pretty tight, but falling by 2 runs were the Hornets, 7-5. Carson Atkins with 1 RBI, Parker Schaefer with 2. In the second game, it was all Generals, however, 12-2 the final score here. Grayson Thurman just 1 strikeout, giving up 1 hit and 1 walk on the mound for the Hornets. Men's tennis is still undefeated. Best start in program history in this last decade. 6-3, they get the final win over Gordon. Single wins from Colton Mullins and Vincent Oliver, and also double wins from those 2 groups as well. And more softball from Salisbury University. a doubleheader against the Lions of TCNJ. Another extra inning game. This one went 9 innings, 5-3 your final score for the Hornets. Kayla Hugate with a RBI and Mackenzie Chitwood 3 RBIs, including a home run in game number 1. Game 2, all Lynchburg. Instead of going extras, this one actually went short. 5 innings after a 15-3 drubbing of TCNJ. Mackenzie Chitwood with a grand slam in Game 2. And the Hornets 11-1 overall. Check out the new poll this week. We believe, after receiving votes last week, your Lynchburg softball team should be in the top 25. That's going to do it for our show today and for the remainder of the week. We're going to take a break just like most of our students have on campus, but just for the Daily Buzz. Don't worry, we'll still have you covered all week long at lynchburgsports.com and, of course, on the One Nation app. If you want to know what's happening today and the rest of the week, those are your best places to find out. And until next Monday at 7 a.m., I'm Joe Hutzler reminding you it's a great day to be a Hornet, and we are One Nation. Have a great spring break.